Okay, so this is going to be revision for you for your exam you've got in November. So we're going to look at cell division. If you have done classification, there'll be classification questions on there for you, but I want to make sure that everyone's up to date with cell division. So in this video then we're going to describe the process of mitosis and meiosis and explain the outcomes of each. That's going to be crucial to help you in the exam. I have got keywords for you. So we've got mitosis, meiosis, chromosomes and division. And then we've got a quick few questions for you. So how many chromosomes are found in a human cell? And then we have got where is DNA found. So in a human cell, we have 46 chromosomes. And those chromosomes are arranged in pairs. So we have 23 pairs or we have 46 individual chromosomes. And as we know before, where is DNA found? DNA is found in the nucleus of a cell. Okay, so we're looking at DNA. We need to know that it's found in the nucleus. Two of my questions have actually cropped off the slide. Don't know why, but they are. What is sexual reproduction? Okay, so we need to know that sexual reproduction is reproduction with two parents. Okay, we are getting DNA, we are getting genes from two parents. Okay, and then my next question then would have been, what is asexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction obviously is then reproduction with one parent. And with sexual reproduction then you will end up with clones. If you have DNA from one parent, they will be the exact same to the parent. They will have identical genes to the parent from one parent. So this session we're going to look at then mitosis and meiosis and know the outcomes of each. So first of all then, chromosomes. What are chromosomes? Chromosomes are long strands of genetic information and they are located in the nucleus. Okay, they are really, really long strands. Okay, and then as we know we have 46 of them. Then they are in pairs and they're in matching pairs. So the pair that they have will be identical because we get one from mum and then we get one from dad. Okay, and the homologous pairs, homologous just means that they are the same. If you look then here, this is what then our chromosomes would look like if we were going to take them. So as you can see, we have 23 pairs and we have 2 chromosomes in each pair. And each pair, they are identical to their original. Okay. Then DNA then. So if we look at DNA, oh, my screen is froze. Okay, so now my screen's back up and going. So here we are, our 23 chromosomes. And as you can see then, my pen is now working, that we have 23 pairs. And on each pair, the chromosomes are matching. So then what are chromosomes made of? Okay, they are made of a chemical called DNA, okay, and it's twisted round into our chromosomes, so it is very, very long. And if we take a section of our DNA, they make a gene. Okay, so a section of DNA will make a gene, and that essentially codes for a characteristic and what you look like. So for example, blue eyes, brown hair. And then big question. Why do cells need to divide by mitosis? That's the first cell division we're going to look at then. Why do they need to divide by mitosis? And as we can see from the images, obviously we've got cuts, okay? So we need cells, we don't need cells, we need mitosis for growth and repair of cells, okay? That is why we need mitosis for growth and repair of cells. Without it, we wouldn't be able to grow because we wouldn't have enough cells then for us. So what is mitosis then? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to draw mitosis for us. So we start mitosis with our cell. And inside the nucleus then we have chromosomes. I'm going to draw 2 chromosomes. I'm just going to draw 2 chromosomes just because it's easier. I'm not going to sit and draw 46 chromosomes. Okay, so I've drawn 2 chromosomes. And what happens then, okay, is that those chromosomes, they duplicate. So I end up with 4 chromosomes. And I've colour coordinated it just so we can see clearly. So our chromosomes duplicate. So they duplicate, go 2 to 4, and then what happens then is that the cell splits, and our cell divides to make 2 cells. And what happens then? We get half then the DNA in one cell and half in the other cell. And what we can notice is that the cells are genetically identical to the mother cell. Okay, we've got one black chromosome, one red chromosome, and if we look at this daughter cell here, this daughter cell's got one black chromosome, one red chromosome, and then this one as well. So when we're looking, okay, the cell divides to produce 2 daughter cells, okay, that are genetically identical to the original. It can also be called the mother cell. Oh, I can't spell it. I can. No, I can't spell original. Original. Also can be called the mother cell. In the exam, okay, they like to skip this part out. Okay, this bit that I've highlighted. In the exam, they don't like to show you that bit. They don't like to show you the chromosomes dividing, no, multiplying. So what happens then in the exam, you would end up with something like this, and they might ask you then to fill in how many chromosomes are left. So you would just have to draw that. Okay, they tend to skip out the middle step, but I've drawn the middle step in just so we can see then that the chromosomes duplicate first, and that's how we end up with the same number of chromosomes at the end to us to start. Okay, so that is mitosis. And then when we look at meiosis, then why do the cells need to divide by meiosis? So we need meiosis to produce gametes. And when we look at gametes, gametes are just our posh word. Okay, it's our scientific word for sex cells. Okay, so it's to produce our sperm and our egg cell. Okay, so let's go through the process of meiosis then quickly for you. So meiosis then again, I'm going to start with the mother cell, and I'm going to start with my 2 chromosomes. Again, in a human cell we would have 46, and it does the exact same thing as in mitosis. So the chromosomes, they will duplicate. Okay, so before any cell divides, our chromosomes duplicate. And then what happens then? From that, our cell will split, just like in mitosis. If you'll notice, I've literally just drawn mitosis again, where I've got 2 cells and they're identical to the original cell. So we can write that the cell divides, okay, to produce 2 daughter cells. Then what happens then is that these daughter cells, okay, these will divide. So what will happen is that this cell will divide and make 2 cells, and then this cell will divide. And what we will find then is that these daughter cells end up with half the number of chromosomes compared to the mother cell. So as you can see, I've got 1 in all of my daughter cells. We've got 4 daughter cells, and it's half the number in comparison. So if you look in meiosis, the sperm and egg cell, okay, in humans only have 23 chromosomes. They've got half the number of what all of our other cells do, because we have 46. So if we go, the cells divide to produce 4 daughter cells that are genetically different to the mother cell. Okay, they are genetically different. They have half the number of chromosomes. Okay, why do they have half the number of chromosomes? Okay, remember it is to produce gametes. As we're producing gametes, we know that when the sperm fertilizes the egg, then they combine together. So we only need half the number of chromosomes in a sperm cell and an egg cell. Okay, because we get half our DNA from mum and we get half from dad. And that's how we end up with our pairs. Again, in the exam, they will leave out this bit. Okay, they won't show the chromosomes duplicating. Okay, so in the exam, they would just draw it as you start with 2. The cell then divides to make the 2, and then it splits, and we have 1. Okay. They will skip out the chromosomes duplicating. But remember, in the exam, I've just done 2. They could have 40, but you would have to know that it goes to 40 and then half to 20. Okay, it's not always going to be 2. It won't always be 46. Like in humans, it can change. When we look then, I've got a table then so that we can compare meiosis, mitosis. That'd be really, really helpful for the exam. So if we go through very quickly, what is it used for? Well, meiosis is used for the production of gametes. Okay, mitosis then is used for growth and repair of cells. Okay, the type of reproduction. Okay, meiosis is sexual, reproduction, mitosis is asexual. The number of chromosomes after cell division, and we're going to look at this in a human cell. Okay, so in a human cell, after cell division in meiosis, we have 23 chromosomes. In mitosis, we end up with 46 chromosomes. And then number of daughter cells produced in meiosis, we have 4 daughter cells produced, whereas in mitosis, we only have 2 daughter cells produced. And then the number of cell divisions in meiosis, the cell divides twice. It divides from 1 to 2, that's one division, and then 2 to 4, that's the second division. And then in mitosis, it only divides once from 1 to 2. And then, does it cause any variation? Okay, so in meiosis, yes, we do get variation, okay, because we're getting half the numbers. They are genetically different compared to the mother cell, whereas as in mitosis, there is no variation because they are identical to the original mother cell. Okay, so this table is going to be really, really handy if you have to compare the similarities and the differences between mitosis and meiosis. In your exam then as well, there is going to be these questions in your exam in November, but there's also going to be questions on classification. Okay, so how do we classify organisms? And there's going to be a few questions on capture, recapture and quadrats. Okay, so just don't forget to revise them as well. And thanks for listening. I'll see you next week.